morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're listening. Welcome to the Trading Without Borders podcast, and this is your host, Omobi. For today, we will resume discussions on prohibited business practices under the AfCFTA Protocol on Competition Policy. Before we go right into that, today is my birthday, so I'm wishing myself a very happy birthday and wonderful celebration. Okay, in episode 67, I started discussions on business practices that are prohibited under the Protocol on Competition Policy, and we highlighted vertical business practices that are prohibited, such as, we highlighted horizontal business practices that are prohibited. We are going to look at prohibited vertical business practices today. So let me just do a recap on horizontal business practices. I'll just mention two that are prohibited. That's agreements that directly or indirectly fix price and trading conditions. Then the second one, restraints on production or sale, including by quota or output restrictions. So both represent the horizontal business practices. So now let's take a quick dive into prohibited vertical business practices. Number one, that's under Article 7. 7.1, the practice of minimum resale price maintenance is prohibited. Under 7.2, a supplier or producer may, however, recommend the minimum retail price, provided that the supplier or producer makes it clear to the reseller that it's not a binding recommendation, and if the product has its price stated on it, the words recommended price must appear next to the stated price. So that's for number 2. So 7.3 is any agreement or decision by associations or undertakings or practices between undertakings that are in a vertical relationship, restricting passive sales. So that sort of arrangement where you restrict passive sales, that is prohibited. And finally, any agreement by the associations or concerted practices between undertakings who are in a vertical relationship, other than the ones contemplated under Article 7.1 and 7.3 that I mentioned, is prohibited if it has the effect of distorting, preventing, or restricting competition in the market, unless parties can prove that such practice has a technological efficiency or other pro-competitive gains that results from it, and it outweighs the effect of the prohibited business practice. So that's about it for prohibited business practice. The policy also makes provisions for exemptions. That is where you are allowed to take such steps, and I would highlight that. Okay, so parties can actually apply for exemptions in cases where you can prove that the technological efficiency or other pro-competitive gain outweighs the effect of the prohibited business practice, where you can demonstrate that it's necessary to pursue certain legitimate goals for public benefit and also for the development of the market. So it will be allowed. It include the following: cooperation on research and development, joint ventures intended to achieve economic development, measures to promote sustainable development, growth, transformation, or stability of any industry. We also have, let me just add one more, measures fostering competitiveness and efficiency gains that promote employment or industrial expansion. Then number 2. So for number 2, where an application is made, the authority shall grant the exemption or grant the exemption with such conditions as considered appropriate, or deny the exemption application. Okay, so we wrap up discussions for today, and as usual, the podcast is for educational purposes only. If you need expert advice, please reach out to a trade expert around you, or you can also contact me on LinkedIn. I'm Omobola Dekola, and until next week, I say to you, bye bye.